What's up YouTube, my name is Noah. I've been doing flips for about 7 years now and I do the sport called tricking. Today I'm going to be reacting to Benson Boone. He's a great artist and he's known for doing some pretty cool flips on stage. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about those flips. I'm going to tell you how good he actually is. And I'm also going to tell you how long it would probably take you to learn those same flips. So let's dive right into it with his song called Ghost Town. Alright, we've got the wrist backflip. This one is not that hard, but it's very fun. I love doing this one. But yeah, you don't need to be crazy skilled to do that. Rope swing setup and double flyaway. That was pretty good. This is a double flyaway. People usually do this off of bars, but you can do it off a rope swing as well. And some people will also call this a double gainer. We'll talk about gainers some more later in this video. But this is actually very good. You can tell he's arching back, snapping his feet up, opening up at the right time. You can tell he's got a lot of control, and double flips are very scary, so great job. Alright, little 1.5 front flip to dive. Very fun. This is a pike front flip. You can tell by the position of his legs. It's not as hard as the double flyaway in my opinion, but very good execution. So yeah, so far he's doing very good. All right, gainer layout, another gainer layout. Very good. Trampoline front flip over his friends. This is actually not that hard. I actually have a front flip tutorial if you want to go check that out. Alright, we've got a cork. He's doing a corkscrew. A corkscrew is a full twisting backflip that you swing into off of one leg. And yeah, that's pretty good. The execution here is fine. It's a little sideways, like he could flip it over his head a little bit more. You see he's twisting a little early. But damn, that's pretty good. That's a somewhat advanced move. He knows what he's doing. Here we have a YouTube short saying wait for the flip. So I guess we'll wait for the flip. And he's doing a running gainer. Damn, that's pretty good. You can tell here, he actually has to clear this ledge and it's not that high. And gainers are scary, so this is actually very good. I think a lot of people get confused by gainers because a lot of different tricks are called gainers. So I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown. Technically, a gainer is a backflip that's moving forward. So you're flipping backwards, but you're jumping forwards. You're gaining ground. That's why it's called a gainer. But then people started doing gainers like sideways and off of one foot, and then there's the cheat gainer and the gainer switch. And now basically any backflip that's moving forwards or that's done off of one foot is called a gainer. So there's actually gainers that aren't actually going forwards, but they're still called gainer because they're off of one foot. All right, let's see this. He is doing another cork and he's cutting on the motion to make a transition. Pretty cool idea. The cork is pretty decent. He's landing upright, but again, he's twisting a little bit too early. So that means it's like a little bit off axis and he could actually get a better looking cork if he just flipped it a little bit more before turning into the twist. But overall, decent cork. Pretty cool idea with the transition. I might have to try that sometime. Let's move on to his music video, Better Alone. All right, we've got some wire work here. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't really count this as a flip, but yeah, that looks very fun. I would love to do this. All right, that actually, let me look at that. Yeah, I don't think that's on wires. That's just a reversed wall flip. So you can see here, he's taking off from the wall with one foot. That's just a normal wall flip that they reversed. He could still be on wires, but I actually doubt it. I think this is just a wall flip. It looks a bit weird because it's in slow motion and it's reversed. But if you play it backwards, you can see this is a wall flip and it's a very good wall flip. He's got tons of height. He's got time to split his legs, do like a wall flip flash kick. Very cool, very impressive. I like doing wall flips. If you ever want to learn a flip, the wall flip is actually a great bang for your buck. It's not that hard physically and it's also not that hard to learn, but it's very fun and it's very impressive. So great flip. And he's doing it very well here.
I've always been a very active guy. I love to be outside. I love to be in the mountains and outdoors and cliff jumping and skiing and snowboarding. I'm always, looking.
All right, this is another gainer. Let's look at that again. As I already said, a gainer is a backflip that's moving forwards. And the way he's able to do this is he's really pushing his hips forwards here. You can really see him pushing the hips outwards. And then he grabs his knees to finish the flip. Very clean, very nice. And gainers are very scary because you're not just flipping over your head, you also have to clear the thing that you're jumping off from. And it took me a while to commit to my first gainer, but I actually learned a hack along the way on how to get over your fear of gainers, and I used that hack to teach other people how to do a gainer. And I'm gonna share that hack on this YouTube channel sometime this year. So if you wanna see that, stay tuned, subscribe and hit the bell button. And now let's continue. Oh yeah! This is actually a Webster. A Webster is a front flip variation where you take off from one leg and use the other leg to swing into the flip. And this is probably my favorite front flip variation to do off of medium heights like this. And it's actually not that hard to do. I will do a tutorial on that as well. But it's very hard to do it this well and land perfectly and start to sing right as you land. So that's very impressive. Oh yeah, perfect. So good. That's a gainer again. You can see here he's swinging into it with one leg, doing the gainer, and he's doing a gainer layout. You can see here he's not tucking in his knees. He's actually bending his body backwards. He's laid out all the way. That's why it's called a layout. And this is actually my favorite variation to do off of heights because you have a lot more control. And you can see here, right after the takeoff, right here, he can already see the ground again. If he was tucking, he wouldn't be able to see the ground at this point. Right now he can see the ground, he can spot the ground, he can tell when it's coming, and then he can pull his legs underneath him to land perfectly and continue singing. Very well done, great execution, and a very fun flip that's actually also not that hard to learn. Yes, so good. Like, a Webster is not that hard to do, but you can tell he's got so much control, and you need to have a ton of control because he needs to land perfectly. And also he can't do really, really hard tricks on stage, obviously, because he'd be out of breath. He's not there to just do flips, he's there to sing. So he can't do like his hardest stuff. But you can tell from his Webster that he's got great control and he's been doing this for a long time. What do we have here? He is doing a gainer again. This is a cheat gainer. Funny enough, the step he's doing also has a name. This is called a J step. He's stepping into it, then he's swinging into it. He's using both his arms and his right leg for momentum, and he's jumping off of his left leg. Then he's tilting slightly and landing sideways on one foot. That's why it's called a cheat gainer, because you're kind of cheating it over the shoulder. It's not a straight backflip over your head, but actually his was very inverted and very good, so it's kind of the same scariness level. But yeah, great execution and nothing to complain here. I think that's all the clips we have for today, so let's talk about how good he really is. Well, he's actually pretty good. It's not a crazy level, he's not doing anything too crazy, at least I couldn't find any clips of him doing anything on a super high level. But all the things that he is doing, he's doing very well. You can tell he's got great air awareness and body control and technique. And he's been doing this for a while and he really loves to do it. So it's a pretty decent level, but it's also a level that you can probably reach. So let's talk about how long it would take most people to reach this level. If you are very athletic and you have access to a great training facility and a coach, you could probably learn all of those skills within 1 year. But you still wouldn't have the control, the consistency, the execution, and the air awareness that he has. Those just take a lot of practice to build. If you're just an average guy with some passion, you could probably get there in roughly 5 years. For some people, it'll take considerably less time, and for some people, it might take more. But I think anybody who's fit can get to this level, and if you're interested in learning how, then subscribe to this channel. I will be posting a lot more tutorials in the future. If you want to watch one right now, I have a front flip tutorial and I'll be posting a backflip and side flip tutorial soon. So that's it for me this week. See you soon.